Hi everyone, welcome to my response analysis of an article pertaining to technology integration in the classroom. So the name of this article is The Effect of Using Technology in Mathematics Teaching to Mathematical Literacy in Grade 6 Students. It's a fairly long title, I know. This article's from an electronic journal of science and mathematics education in Turkey. And it was published in 2018, which I feel is recent enough to account for all the tech changes we've had in the last number of years, as it's just progressing and changing so quickly from year to year. I teach grade 5-6 this year, so I thought this would be right in my wheelhouse. So let's get started, and I'll tell you about some of the key points that had an impact for me. So first off, this article was based on a study to examine the effect that technology usage in mathematics teaching was having on grade 6 students' mathematical literacy, and to determine students' opinions about the educational applications of the tech that was coming into the classroom. And what they did find out through this study was that using technology in the teaching math increased the mathematical literacy and self-efficacy of the 6th grade students. According to student views, lectures and lessons became more enjoyable. Students' self-confidence to understand mathematical relations in daily life increased, and they understood the mathematical concepts better by the visualizations that were made available through the technology usage. Now, to speak a little bit more about this last point about visual manipulatives, I just want to stress how important it can be to have access to the visuals of mathematics in a digital format. It just simply makes students moving around from room to room using the manipulatives that I might have physical copies of wherever they are, whether they're at home, whether they're in the classroom, whether they're in a common space in the school. And simply also because I'm still an early service teacher and haven't accumulated a ton of physical manipulatives for math, having them available digitally can make all the difference. One website that I've used for virtual manipulatives that I'm really impressed with is didax.com. I'll include a link maybe a link below in the description as well. Simply because they're web-based, browser-based manipulatives. You don't need a flash. You don't need any specific players or drivers or devices downloaded in order to run them. They run right off the browser, and I haven't had any issue running them on Chrome or Safari or anything like that. So they have access to Unifix cubes, 10 frames, number lines, counters, pattern blocks, dice, spinners, geoboards, you name it. So that has really been helpful for me. Now I'd like to come back to this idea that is brought up many times in the article here, was the idea of developing mathematical literacy in students. We might call it numeracy, but the mathematical literacy is really emerging as an important concept within the technological advancements that are constantly increasing and affecting math. And in the article, they define it as, and I quite like and identify with this as well, is calling it the capacity to understand and recognize the role of mathematics in real life. Using mathematics thinking and decision-making processes to solve problems that the thinking, criticizing, and producing individual will encounter. Which is every day. And I'd also like to include in that the idea that play needs to be a part of mathematics. And if using digital formats, it allows us to return to finding the wonder and the beauty of mathematics, just through visualizations, through pattern finding and reasoning, and just playing with numbers. It's can be and is, I've discovered, enjoyable. It's fun. So I think that this is completely in line with our revised curriculum, and I think the various platforms allow us to do that seamlessly through tech.